Howdy folks, Bluesboyjag here by request. It's a 4-string cigar box guitar lesson. And Walk, Don't Run by the Ventures. This is a classic rock and roll instrumental song. It's one of the first rock and roll songs I ever heard, way back when I was a munchkin. This is a cigar box with some artwork from a 1940s cigar box. I got this artwork off the internet many years ago. So that's the artwork from another cigar box put on this white box. So originally this was just a plain white box. 4-string cigar box guitar. We're tuned to open G on this one. And that's a A string tuned down to G. And a D string tuned normal to D. A G string tuned normal to G, and a B string tuned normal to B. This has sort of turned out to be the default tuning. It's a very, very common tuning, and it's a great tuning because you can use a capo and change the key and use the same chords. We won't get into all that right now, but suffice it to say that a whole bunch of cigar box guitars are tuned to G. You can capo it up to A and B and C and D, so you get a whole lot of different options. And if you have a long enough neck, you can even move up higher neck. So this one is different from your usual moving the same shape bar chords up and down the neck. This one's a little bit different because we're playing a melody. So when we start out here, we're going to be barring all the way across, and we're going to be on the 14th fret. So what would the 14th fret be? Well, we know the 12th fret is G because we're tuned to G. So that's an open G, and the octave, 12 frets up, would be your double dot or 12th fret. So that's going to be a G. Well, we're going to start out 2 above that, which is going to be A. So we're like all the way up the fretboard on this one. Some cigar box guitars are going to have more frets and some are going to have fewer. But on this one, I'm on the 14th fret. That's my 3rd finger, all the way across. Why am I using my 3rd finger? Because I'm going to jump down 2 frets below that, and it's really convenient to use your 3rd finger there and your 1st finger on the 12th fret. Now we're going to go down 2 more to the 10th fret. And 1 more down to the 9th. So it's 14, 12, 10, and 9. That last one is an upstrum. I'm putting a click in between these chords. Actually 2 clicks, down, up. I'm doing an upstrum on that last one. Why is that an upstrum? Because it's an upbeat. When you tap your foot, pretend like this is my foot, that one is on the upbeat. So the other ones are da-da, 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 da. And I'm doing 1 extra little strum there. Up, down, up. And you do that twice. Now when you get down here, you're going to have to jump way up high real quick, so it does take a little bit of practice. So I'm going to slow it down. mind putting those clicks in between. Okay, so I kind of fudged that one, but you get the idea. Okay, that's the intro of the song. It doesn't do it that many times, of course. It only does it twice. And we're going to start out by barring all the way across on the 2nd fret with your first finger. I'm using my thumb to squeeze against on the back. And the best way to do this is a little bit tricky. I'm using a pick. You can use your fingers, but on this one I prefer a pick. I'm using the 2nd string here, barring across the 2nd fret. What I'm going to be doing here is an up pick on the 2nd string and a down string on, or down pick on the 4th string. And I'm going to walk up 2 frets on that 4th string. So first finger is on the 2nd fret, and your 3rd finger is 2 frets above that. So now we're going to be on the 4th fret, and then one more is your pinky. This, I had to practice a bit because there's a pretty good stretch here between my first finger and my pinky. And you have to use your thumb on the back of the neck and press down hard, and that is probably going to give you a little bit of pain with your muscles if you haven't done that a lot. And I haven't done that recently. So the trick is up strum on the 2nd string, and we're going to do up down picking with the pick. Super, super, super important. What I'm doing is alternating up, down, up, down. So I'm going to start with the up because I'm going to jump to the 4th string for that 2nd note. It's way more convenient that way. So I'm going to do an up pick with barring on the 2nd fret there. And I'm picking on the 2nd string, and I immediately jump to the 4th string and do it down. So this lick right here is probably the hardest part of the whole song. So I'm doing an up on the 1st note. Sometimes I do downs, and sometimes I do down, up, down, up. It doesn't really matter. So the idea here is up pick on the 2nd string. You're immediately going to pluck the 4th string, which you're already barring with that 1st finger. Then you're going to use your 3rd finger 2 frets up on the 4th fret, and your pinky 1 above that on the 5th fret. So real slow. Technically, it's probably best to do up, down, up, down, up, down for this entire little thing here. Not super important, but if you don't do that, this is a good way to practice it because you need to know how to do that. There's a bunch of songs where that's the only way you can play it. It makes more sense. You don't have to change directions with your pick, and it's just the best way to go. It's not the easiest way, of course, but it's something that you need to learn eventually, later anyway. So, pick the 2nd string up, and I'm barring across on the 2nd fret. Then I'm immediately going to jump to the 4th string and do a down pick. So I'm going to do up, down, but I'm going to do up on the 1st string and a down on the 4th. So I'm going to be jumping around to different strings here. I'm only fretting with the 1st finger, the 3rd finger, and the pinky. I'm not doing anything with that 2nd finger. It looks like I am, but I'm not. I would say you should sit right here and practice for a little bit. If it's difficult for you, just sit here and just do this over and over and over, because I had to. I'm used to playing this song on a regular guitar. I've never learned it on the 4th string. So this took a while for me to get the accuracy, let's say. So up pick on the 2nd string, down pick on the next one, and then an up pick. So you're going to alternate pick. Start with the up, so it's going to be up, down, up, down, up, down. Now we're going to add the 3rd string open then the second fret, then the third fret. Still doing the up, down picking. Notice how I pause slightly right there. Up pick on the second string, I'm barring on that second string all the way across, because I'm going to be playing that fourth string. Then you're going to walk up to your third finger on the fourth fret on the fourth string, and then your pinky on the fourth string fifth fret. Now we're going to do an open string. So we play the open. By the way, this is up, down, all the way through. That one right there is the third string, 0, and then 2, and then 3. Then we do the open second string. I had to look there for a second. So you're probably wondering, why am I starting with the up pick, Jag? It's kind of like, I don't know, when you're dancing and you need to move this way, but your leg is already around here, so you just kind of swing around that way. That's a really horrible way to explain it. It's just more convenient. It doesn't seem more convenient. It seems like rather arbitrary. And it's almost like, Jag, you're just making us work a lot harder than you really need to. But really, this is the best way to go. It might be different on the sixth string, but on this one. So what I'm doing is an up pick and then a down pick. So I'm alternating. And the fingers change too, so it's tricky. Second finger is on that second string, second fret. Then you jump to the first finger, first string, first fret. And then you do the open first string. It's definitely more difficult on the cigar box guitar until you practice it a lot. It was written on a regular 6-string guitar, so of course it's going to be easier on that guitar. This one is modifying the song to a 4-string open tune. That's a totally different instrument than a regular guitar, so it's a little bit tricky. But hey, if you learn the regular 6-string version of it, it's just as difficult at first because there's lots of stuff going on. So, up pick on that second string, and I'm barring all the way across, and the only reason I'm barring all the way across on that second fret is so I can jump from that second string to the fourth. They're both on the same fret, so I might as well just bar. So I do an up pick on the second, and I do a real quick down on the fourth. And then I walk up. So it's first finger, and then it's going to be third finger 2 frets up on the fourth fret, fourth string, and an up pick with your pinky 1 fret above that on the fifth. Now we do the open third string, and we do up, down, up. Up is no fingers at all, open string. Then we do a down pick on that second fret, and we do an up pick on that third fret. So it's alternate up, down, up, down. Now that last part is just open on the second string, down pick. Then we jump over to the first finger, first string, first fret. And we do an up pick, and then we drop that finger down to the open first string. There's a lot going on here. It's not your usual chugga-chugga blues, right? So, now that timing was not correct. I'm just showing you the notes. Notice how I pause after 3 notes. 1, 2, no, after 4 notes, I pause. And again, I pause again. And that's 3rd string, 2nd fret, 1st finger. And we jump down to the, what is that, 3rd string, 2nd fret. Lots going on. So we almost do that entire passage twice. Now after we do that, we do a cool little lick. That's open, 2nd fret with your 1st finger. 2nd finger is going to be on the 3rd fret, and you're going to walk back down. So that's the first half. And that's the second half. And then we do, which is really cool. 0 on the 3rd string, 1st finger on the 2nd fret, and then 3rd fret, and then walk back down to the 2nd. And then we're going to do a hammer pull. Pick down on the, what is it, 3rd string, hammer, and then pull off to 0. And then pinky goes on the 4th string, 5th fret. There's a lot going on this song. Lots going on. Now the next part, I'm going to put these 2 parts together. Kind of tricky, but really cool. So we're going to start with the 0 4th string, so open 4th string. And then 1st finger's on the 2nd fret, 3rd finger's 2 frets up on the 4th, pinky's on the 5th. That part is notice I'm doing a hammer pull here. That's your hammer, and there's your pull. And then your pinky goes down to the 5th fret on the 4th string. Okay, now for the next part. A little bit tricky as well, but not too bad. Up pick, 4th string, 2nd fret, 4th fret, 5th fret. It doesn't do it that many times, I'm just repeating it. I'm using my pinky on the 3rd string, 5th fret. And then I'm going to jump to that 2nd string, 2nd fret. And then I do an A minor chord. I'm using my 2nd finger on the 1st string, 1st fret, pinky on the 2nd string on the 2nd fret, and 3rd finger on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. That's exactly the same as a regular 6th string A minor. I'm using my 2nd, third, and fourth fingers just because I like to use those fingers. I even use those on those chords on a 6-string. There's no particular reason why, I just like to use that fingering. So might as well do it on the cigar box guitar. So now we're going to pretend like we have a whammy bar. All I'm doing is slightly, very slightly. I don't want to get sued because your neck falls off. So I'm just doing that A minor chord, and then I'm pushing the top horn of the box just a little bit, and that suffices as your whammy bar. This looks like a C chord for a regular guitar, but it's not. It's the first finger on 1-1, second finger is on 2-2, and third finger is on 3-3. I'm not playing the 4th string at all. So we move it up 2 frets to where my first finger's on the 3rd fret now. Then we walk down and do the whole thing again, and we're done. So that's going to be the 3rd string, 2nd fret, open on the 3rd string, and then we're going to move to the 5th fret with your 3rd finger on the 4th string, and we do that whole thing we just did all over again. So all I'm doing there is same chord we did before, slide up 2 frets and barring at that 5th fret, and then you do your little pretend invisible tremolo bar. It's tricky for sure. Start out slow. It's a great song to play if you gig because everybody knows that song. Everybody recognizes it. It's been around for 60 years or something like that. And it's a fantastic song to play at gigs, even if people have never heard it before. If you're playing to more, I don't know, younger people who've never heard that song, they always love it. I've been playing that song for a long time. So have fun with that. Please subscribe and check out my website, Bluesboyjag cigar box guitars, just like this one, now in my 21st year. That's why I got the gray beard. We'll see you next time.